everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob. We're coming at you during the U.S. Open. I know this won't come out till tomorrow, but we are, I guess, dead middle, right? Roughly of it. The leaders haven't teed off yet, but we also went yesterday.
Yep.
So we were there. It was pretty cool, right? So obviously, neither of us had been to the country club in Brookline. And if you live under a rock and you didn't know where the U.S. Open was, now you do. So it is one of golf's four majors. The last time it was in Boston was what, 1988?
The last time the U.S. Open was here was the country club, and it was 1988.
Yeah. I mean, would there be anywhere else that they would even?
Not anymore. So the Myopia Hunt had it the last time in like 1905. Worcester Country Club had it in like 1925.
Yeah.
And Brayburn had it. I want to say that was in like the 40s.
Okay.
Something like that. Maybe even earlier. I don't really know.
Yeah.
So those are the only four that have had the US Open. I don't think there's any other course in Massachusetts that would host it.
No. What's the deal with the International?
So the International is hosting the live event.
That's why I asked.
So the International is interesting because we have a couple things. So I'll speak to the International and then remind me. I will break down what makes a U.S. Open course.
All right.
So the International is a massive, massive piece of property. They have 36 holes. And at one point they had a set of Tiger tees that were like 8,000 yards. It is, and that's on one of the 18 holes.
Yeah.
They have a fuckload of land. So it's also a decent like wedding venue, I believe, because I believe they have a hotel on site.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be anything special. I've played there once in the Mass 4-ball. So James and I played each 18 once. I don't remember much of it, to be perfectly honest. It was, again, we played back-to-back days, no practice round. We played in carts. And it was very the weather was just so shitty, which is one of my rants. The Mass 4-ball every year, the weather sucks.
Yeah.
So the International, the one thing that it for sure has is fucking space. Now it's also in Bolton. So
right.
It's really like proximity to Worcester. You could say it's close, but it's not that close.
No, like geography wise, it might be closer to like dead middle between Worcester and Boston.
Yeah. So it's like an hour west of Boston, maybe like 45, 50 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's in a very strange place. Like,
yeah.
So for Liv to go there, it makes sense because it's got space. Like you can host.
Yeah.
Like the International can for sure host an event. Like that's not a problem.
Yeah. I mean, 36 holes. You can do a composite if you wanted to.
Oh, for our friends in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So the International it's got space. It's got length. It could potentially be a professional venue. That would be if professionals wanted to come here, which I mean, if professional entities wanted to come here.
Yeah.
Generally, it seems like they don't. I don't know. It makes no fucking sense to me why Boston doesn't, or at least Massachusetts doesn't have a perennial stop. It's fucking crazy.
I don't think Bolton is any more out of the way than Norton. Like if you consider like people are going to come stay in Boston, like
you could stay
Boston
in Providence.
Proper. Yeah, that's true.
You could stay in Providence for Norton. So
yeah.
I think that potentially is the only difference.
Okay.
I don't know what's around Bolton.
Sterling and Clinton and Harvard.
So
it's actually where me and Vinny are going to play tomorrow. We're playing at Shaker Hills.
And Shaker's in Harvard, right?
Yeah, it's in Harvard. It's like all up in that area with Bolton. It's it's apple picking country.
Yeah, it's like yeah, so it's strange. It's I don't remember it being easy to get to. I believe you get off the highway and you got to drive for a while. So I don't know. It's a weird spot. So Massachusetts has properties that are big enough to host professional events.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with the US Open, what it seems to be now, is they want history, stories, things of that nature. So I looked up what the future venues are. So we've got, oh yes, someone's fucking running the ball.
Yeah,
Right off
Morikawa.
of 5.
It's literally he hit it about 7 feet from the pin, and then it just rolled off the front.
Yep. And if you ask one of the spectators yesterday, that actually should have rolled all the way back to 4 green. I don't know why it didn't. So we have properties that could host tournaments, both in terms of length, difficulty, infrastructure. Massachusetts could do it.
Right.
If you look at the venues that are upcoming, and I don't know the exact order, but Pinehurst is getting one like every 5 years, as is Pebble Beach. We do not have Pinehurst. We do not have Pebble Beach, both in terms of course layout, interest, history, like none of it.
I don't know. I thought Francis Ouellette or whatever.
Francis Ouellette.
Yeah, he's the Godfather. He won his first, wasn't it the U.S. Open in 1906 at the Country Club?
So he won the 1913 U.S. Open, but it was at the Country Club. That's the thing. Yeah. Like he didn't win it at Worcester.
Right.
Like
right. Well, there you go. There's your history. You say we don't have Pinehurst. We got better. We got we got Francis Ouellette.
So you didn't let me finish my point. So my point is, so it was gonna be a long drawn out way to say the only history we have is at the Country Club. So that's why it's always going to be that venue.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what I was going to get at, because I was going to go like, so on the docket, we have LA Country Club, which hasn't been used in a very long time. So LA Country Club was probably selected when they started mixing in like Erin Hills and Chambers Bay, and they tried to get a little creative with it, but they forgot how to play the hits. So then like Chambers Bay was a little bit of a disaster. Erin Hills was very, very lackluster.
Wasn't Erin Hills the one where like the winner
shot like 16 under?
I was just gonna say the winner was like 15 under.
Yeah, so it broke like all kinds of records. Like it was a whole thing. So it was just like it felt like just another tournament though, not a US Open. So like on the docket, I think next year is definitely LA Country Club. After that, I think it's Pinehurst. And then generally from there, it kind of alternates like West Coast, East Coast. So
I think Oakmont is in there.
Oakmont's on there. Marion's on there. Pebble's on there.
Yep.
What's it? I'm trying to think of like another famous, like what's another regular course for the U.S. Open? Oakmont, Shinnecock. Oh, Shinnecock.
Yeah.
So like Shinnecock, Wingfoot. So like what you see with these courses is they're all old. They've all held the U.S. Open before. They all have the length and the structure and the history. Like they all have that. I think the USGA is going to be very, very reluctant to get off script kind of going forward. So I know like the British Open has a rota where it's only going to be in these few courses. So the US Open doesn't have a specified rota, but they're pretty much only going to, it seems like they're only going to pull from like a pool of 10 or so going forward. And, you know, listen, they like old, like the stories that they look for are old, historic, who designed it, what's the deal there, how hard is it, you know, where is it located? Like Pinehurst is in like the Sand Valley of fucking North Carolina, whatever. Oakmont's located in the one place that fucking allows it to be Oakmont. If it was fucking 50 miles west, it wouldn't work. Like it's fucking crazy. Like some of these things. Like Marion's old, it's short, it's small, but it's a fucking beast. Like that's why US Opens, if they're coming here, they're coming to the Country Club and that's it. Period.
Yeah. So I got, I was trying to remember, like, as we were walking around yesterday, they, you know, they have like the fucking posters like everywhere and they have like all the things listed. So I found it on the website real quick. So obviously right now in 2022, they're at the Country Club. Next year, you already said they're at LA Country Club.
Yep.
In 2024, they're at Pinehurst.
Okay.
But to your point, they've already awarded Pinehurst. Now, you ready for this?
Like 5 of them.
2024, 2029, 2035, 2041, and 2047.
Yeah.
So roughly every 5 to 6 years, they're at Pinehurst.
I also want to say that the USGA moved their headquarters to Pinehurst.
Okay, could be.
And I think I want to say they moved their headquarters to Pinehurst, and then they also announced all those years, like around the same time.
So then moving forward, we have Oakmont, which is 2025. And then on top of 2025, they also have 2033, 2042, and 2049.
Yep.
Moving down the list to 2026 is Shinnecock. 2027 is Pebble. And on top of that, they've also given Pebble 2032, 2037, 2044.
Yep.
And there is no awarded course yet for 2028. However, in 2030, they're at Marion. And then they skip up to 2034. They're at Oakland Hills Country Club. And then also, again, they come back in 2051. Yep. So theoretically, the next possible time that they could come back to the country club would be 2028.
Yeah. And I mean, it took them 34 years since the last one. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's also a tough thing because Wingfoot isn't on there either. Right. So, but I know from reports, like the Wingfoot members are just like brutal about that golf course. Like they don't want anybody fucking playing it. So it's like, you know, I don't think the US Open is a bad thing for your club.
No,
it's a bad thing if you want to play the course that year because, you know, they shut it down, they change it, they move things. Like that's tough. But if you can afford to have a membership at some of these places, I think you can figure it out for 1 year. I don't know. So like, I don't know. It's tough. So Wingfoot ain't on there. I don't know what the membership at the country club would think to their course going every 6-7 years.
Yeah. So bear with me here because I'm like staring at a lot of numbers. So I'm trying to pull like a Rain Man thing. So currently the years that have not been assigned are 2028, 2031, 2036, 2038, 2039, and 2040. So those have not been assigned. And then because there are some that are 24, but like we're looking at 20 years from now. Like I don't really give a shit. Like, but like I said, there are places booked through 2051. Like Oakland Hills has been awarded 2051. So, but in the next 20 years, how many did I list? Did I just list 5? In the next 20 years, there's 5 open slots that it could potentially come back. The earliest being 2028 and the latest being 2040. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is like, that's the thing. Like, dude, it realistically may never come back here. I have no clue.
Yeah. That's part of the other reason why I really wanted to go, right? Is because it's like, it may never come back. We don't know.
We have no clue. So, yeah. The big thing, so I will say, the big reason I wanted to go actually had very little to do with the competition in the golf. I wanted to see the place. Obviously, I've never seen it. Obviously, like again, it's just look it up. There's so much about it, but I've never seen it. Obviously, I wanted to see it. Being on the grounds, it was that was pretty cool. Like it's very, very unique. Like it is a very, very unique spot. And it's funny to see almost all of the things that the country club has occur in one place. Because I've seen some of these like features through different places. Now, I'm lucky enough that, I sign up for a thing where I can play some nice places. And, if my ability level is there, then I can get on to like some AM qualifiers and like whatever. Like, so I mean, I've seen like a couple like good spots, and it's just like still like super, super unique.
Yeah.
Like the same way that myopia is like super unique. And I know if myopia had the length, I assume they'd be back up there. But there's just I just don't think there's any more room on the property.
Yeah.
And if there is, then they're not willing to venture that way.
To alter it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not willing to do that. I mean, they could have at any point in the last 117 years, they could have made a push to get a US Open, and they're just not interested in it. So
right.
Like myopia is a very, very unique place. And it's almost like the country club is in that same breath where they're both super fucking old. They're both New England, whatever. Like you got rocks and hills and fairways slope and blind shots. Like it is a fucking different place.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard as hell. Like
it is fucking crazy to see it like in person, right? Like I know obviously, when you watch on TV, and it's the running joke is, well, TV doesn't do it justice. But it really doesn't, right? Like when you watch any golf course for that matter, when you watch it on TV, like it doesn't do it justice. Like when you're actually there and you're walking around this place, it's like, holy shit, like there's a lot of like uphill, downhill, back uphill, like giant rocks on the left, but then and also a cliff on the right. Like I'm thinking about the 10th hole in particular. Like you hit off from an elevated tee box to like a roughly 40, 50 foot drop off over water with rocks on the left and then a cliff on the right. That one of the group, I forget who it was, but it might have been, was it Patrick Reed and Soderbergh yesterday? Maybe they both went 4 right and were hitting their second shot off of the fucking cliff.
Yeah.
And
to then hit back up to a green that's on a cliff.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So you hit off a cliff to hopefully hit over a cliff.
Yeah.
To then hit back up a cliff.
It is pretty crazy. And then obviously the 11th hole is really, really fucking cool.
Nah, dude, that's gimmicky.
Yeah. It's a hot take.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I've said it to a couple people, but it's funny. And I know there's a lot more that goes into it too, right? But to me, I find it interesting that it's on a PGA Tour event, it's a par 3 that's like 130 yards downhill. It is, and like I said, I know there's a lot more that goes into it, but bear with me. I think it's really interesting to watch these professionals sweat on a hole that like you and I would play all the time. Right. Like these guys don't see 130 yard par 3s. Like they just don't.
Not
like
often.
that's ridiculously fucking short for them. Where like us plebeians, like 130 yard par 3 is like, all right, yeah, it's just a par 3. Like I've played an 87 yard par 3, the second hole at Wentworth Hills. Like that's fucking ridiculous. Like I would imagine me trying to play the second hole at Wentworth would be like them trying to play the 11th at the country club. And again, obviously it's not the same fucking hole and there's a lot of different things that go into it, but like walking up to the tee being like 87 yards, I don't know what the fuck to do off the tee. Like I would imagine they kind of go through the same mental process there.
Yeah. They don't even take full swings with wedges.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like the thing that I was like trying to pay attention to is like what makes this place so hard? Like what makes it a US Open course? And it's like all that shit.
Yeah.
It's
the greens,
they're small.
They're small, but then like the ones that have any sort of elevation to them are not like gradual elevation. It's like a fucking plateau.
Yeah.
Like Amy said it to me yesterday at one point. I think it was the 11th hole, but it might have been whatever. Like whatever hole we were at, we were on a green, and the guy, I think it was either Scheffler or DeChambeau, because it was someone that's pretty tall.
Yeah.
Bryson,
Bryson. So
they were on the other
long
side, and you could literally see like their shoulders, and like that's it. And I'm like, they're like, that dude's like 6'5", and all you can see is his shoulders, and he's like only like less than 10 yards past the green. Like the significant drop off from like the fringe to like the next cut is like, if you're looking at a topographical map, like all those lines are going to be so fucking close together, because it's literally just like a dead straight drop off. And it's a big one too. It's not like, it doesn't just go down like 3 feet. Like I said, like the dude's over 6 feet tall and you can only see their shoulders.
Yeah. And so it was probably Bryson, because we were all standing over there for Scheffler.
Yeah.
We were on the other side.
Okay.
For Bryson, and we could only see the top of his hat.
Yeah.
And he probably, and again, you're right. He probably went 10 yards long.
Yeah.
And we could see his hat. And I think Bryson's like 6'2".
Yeah. Yeah. Not a small guy.
No. No.
So it's crazy shit like that, right? And then on 12, right? Like the 12th tee is elevated, but then so it doesn't really matter for these guys because they hit it long enough, but the fairway starts low and then goes up. So it's like by the time their ball lands, like it's pretty much an even plane from the tee, but like the tee is actually elevated from the fairway until you get to a certain point, and then the fairway is even with the tee. Because it's wild, like, because when you walk from the 11th green and you go past it and the 12th tee is on your left, it's like up above you. It's maybe like 10 to 15 feet above you, like further back. And then you look down on the fairway and it starts super low and then goes up, and you're like, holy shit, like this is fucking wild. So from like where you're standing, you're kind of like in the valley in between. And it's just the constant up and down. And it's like, fuck, like if we played, I would land it right on the middle of the upslope. But like I said, like these guys, they can land it like where it actually is even with the tee box. But like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like it's wild.
So the 12th hole specifically, so because I got there, so obviously I got there at 7:20 yesterday because I wanted to walk the golf course. So obviously I had no issue, because at first, dude, they didn't even cut the pins yet by the time when I was there. So I was there almost an hour and a half. I'm sorry, 2.5 hours almost before the first tee time even went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, dragged Michaela all the way there. 10 miles of walking. And we walked 1 mile to get there from the Uber drop off. So we walked 9 miles on this golf course. 5 of those miles, I think we did, maybe more. Maybe it was more than 5 miles. We got 10,000 steps in before
9:45, the first tee.
A golf shot was hit.
Yeah.
So, like I was walking and I skipped. I think I want to say we skipped around a little bit to start, or like at least on the front, like most of the holes kind of like pass over each other. Like,
yeah.
Like 6 is a par 3, like in the dead center of everything. So I was getting confused as to what the fuck the 3rd hole was, because you couldn't really see it because it goes down into the valley. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And then I'm standing on 4. I go, where the fuck is the tee for this place? And he was like, oh, there's a stake up there. I go, like the USGA stake. I go, no, that can't be it. I go, that doesn't make any sense. Like, no, that's for sure it.
Yeah. It's almost like a shared fairway, but not real, kind of.
Dude,
it's not necessarily like, what is it? Fucking Deer Run. TPC Deer Run that has like the actual shared fairway. Well, but it is kind of like almost a shared fairway.
Well, it was tough because it looked
3 and 4
in 6, because again, 6 is that par 3, but it's all closely mown. So it's like, I actually think that if you miss 6 bad enough left, the ball would kick down to 3 fairway.
Yeah.
So like I was walking Like, so whenever we finally got to the back, like I walked 10, walked 11, walked 12, hop into the fairway because like all those crossings were open because nothing was happening. So I could effectively almost walk wherever I wanted. So I
Yeah.
walked into 12 fairway in the crossover, can't see a fucking thing. Get back over. Go into the next crossover. Still can't see anything. Go back over. It wasn't until I walked almost down by the green where there was a crossing that I could like actually see the hole. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
fucking that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I think they said there's 5 blind shots on the court for these guys, at least, like where they typically land the ball.
Yeah. So I guess I'm trying to think. So 4T, 12T, 412, 13, 14, 15. Is 14 blind? I think 14 is blind. 13 is definitely blind.
Yeah.
15, you got to hit through the chute.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
Rory just hit a fucking bomb off one and into the first cut.
That's far.
That's very
That's
fucking far. That's an
Holy
absolute
shit,
nuke.
That's a bomb.
Yeah, he's gonna have like a wedge.
I don't even know how far in.
Yeah,
I didn't bring my rangefinder yesterday to match yardages. And obviously, anyone that follows our Twitter saw me like doing like I was obviously like bitching about like the golf fan.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that like I know everything, but dude, when you are a golf fan, I feel as though you should be there to do 2 things: watch golf shots, see a golf course. That is it.
Yep.
So, it's like, why the fuck would you wear golf shoes to a golf tournament? Like, why the fuck would you do that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely asinine.
Every fucking time someone wears golf shoes. Why you're like, I just told you. Now, I walked probably more than anyone else. Cut it in half. So let's just say you walked 5 miles yesterday. Why the fuck would you not wear what is effectively the most comfortable thing that you can wear? Now, I'm saying that like golf shoes are comfortable. These were fucking old as hell. And why would the fuck would you wear spikes when you're walking paths as much as you can? Like,
don't want to slip.
Like, I just don't understand that. Like, if your shoes were spikeless, even then, like the little like nubs and whatever would wear out. But like, why the fuck would you wear spikes to attend a golf tournament?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know there's not a ton of paths at the country club, but there's enough.
Yeah.
That you're generally supposed to walk on. I don't know.
According to my health app on my phone, I walked roughly 7 miles yesterday.
Yeah.
And took almost 16,000 steps.
I want to say our number came out to 24.
Yeah.
24,000 steps.
Yeah.
In over 10 miles. Those numbers are unofficial, but.
Yeah, I said that to Amy walking in, and I was like, I think it's hilarious when you see people at a golf tournament and they're dressed like they're going to go play golf.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you think they're going to call you for like a pinch hitter?
And I just
like, oh, hey man, you gotta come hit this ball for me. I gotta go take a piss. Oh, make sure you follow USGA fucking dress code.
Yeah. And like, it's hard because I feel as though like some people would kind of dress nice, like just in public, like, dude, honestly, like I've seen people dress like that just like in life, and it ain't me. Like I'm going to wear a t-shirt and shorts. Yeah. Like
I wore shorts and a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah. So I wore a t-shirt and like,
because I didn't want to get burnt.
Regular shorts.
And it was cold.
Yeah. I figured with the amount of walking, I'd warm up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like literally like people dressed to golf. Like,
yeah,
why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like, because it's a very, very fine line of what is dressed to golf and what is like a polo shirt and shorts. Because people will wear that. Like,
yeah,
they just will. But I don't know. There's a difference, and it's like I'm almost like,
well, when you're wearing
shirt tucked in.
Yeah. And
Like
you have like the tailor-made hat with
you
the
have like a golf, like not just a polo, but like a golf shirt, like
right,
golf branded shorts, like
right,
again tucked in, and it's like, dude, I don't know, man. Like
yeah,
you're kind of being a fucking tool right now.
yeah. You get like the Under Armour golf shorts, right? Because it's like that material, that different material,
Yeah.
and then everyone like what a golf polo looks like because a lot of times like especially today they have like funky designs on them or they're like
Yeah.
weird colors or whatever, it's like not necessarily tie-dye, that's not a good way to explain it, but it's like weird patterns and prints and shit like that, like something like if you're going to go out, like you're probably not going to wear it out, right? Like you're not going to wear it to a nice restaurant
No, not
because it
like a
has
nice
like
place,
it's
but
got like almost like sponge paint of like orange and purple on top of like a white background. You know what I mean? Like that's a specifically golf
yeah.
polo.
I just try to like think, I don't know, it's like because again, some people will wear that stuff just like around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it ain't, first of all, it ain't me, but like I also so there is I don't know what the right answer is. So in general, I don't like getting clothes from an event or a golf course. So if I go, and this is just personal preference, I actually don't think there's anything wrong with getting US Open gear and like polos and stuff like that. But I couldn't be bothered to buy it at the place. I ordered a pin flag and a poster. Like it's like a drawing poster thing.
Yeah.
And I like those because I can like put them on display, have them, and they're not going to get ruined by me wearing them to play golf, whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if it's because I'm prone to like collecting. Like I've always had cards and coins and shit like that. So I don't know if that's just me. Like if whenever I got something like nice, I was always apprehensive to using it because I didn't want it to get ruined. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just putting that out there. Like, so that's why I don't like getting clothes from courses and events. So whenever we go, like I went to myopia last year and I got to get a pro shop credit for closest to the pin. And I bought a putter cover with it. And the putter cover is just sitting in my drawer because I'm not going to use it. Like, I don't want it to get ruined or lost. Right. It also doesn't fit now because I changed my putter style. Like I got a Wanna Moist It like yardage book and I'm not using it. Like it doesn't go in my bag. Like it's going to get ruined or whatever. So it's like nice stuff like that. Like I don't like, so I personally wouldn't buy like US Open polos or jackets or sweatshirts. Like I wouldn't buy any of that stuff because it's just going to get fucking fucked up. So I don't dog anyone that wants that stuff. That's just a difference of opinion. I'm good with that. But it's just like, I don't know. It seems weird that like 4 out of every 5 people you saw was wearing like country club stuff, like US Open country club stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
like I understand this is the event, but like, I don't know. I just find it strange to wear that to like,
to the event. Like you just bought, especially like midday. Like, did you just buy it and then just change your shirt? Like once you were
like,
there?
I doubt it. Like, I think they probably bought it beforehand, but like,
I
don't know. I don't know why it seems so weird to me.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. So we did go in after and I bought a hat and a polo.
Yep.
But so for me, along similar lines to you, but not completely the same.
Yeah.
So I have a 122nd US Open, with the fucking squirrel, like the logo. I bought that polo. Now, I would not be the guy that would wear that to go play a round of golf. Like I would wear that to work, or like if we were going to like a nice dinner, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to be the guy that wears the Shinnecock Hills t-shirt and the Bethpage black hat and has the fucking TPC Sawgrass ball marker. Like I'm not going to be that guy. Like I bought the polo because I really liked it and it was a nice polo. And it's one of those, like I said, like I'll wear it to work. Like I'll wear, cause that's what I wear to work. I wear polos and khaki pants and jeans sometimes, but like That's what I dressed for at work. So like I would wear it to work because it's nice. And like you said, I don't want to ruin it, right? If I wear it golfing, like I'm gonna sweat in it. I'm gonna get dirt and mud all over it. You know what I mean? Like, what if I go to reach for a ball in the fucking woods and I get caught on
Yeah,
a fucking
poles or whatever.
branch and it pull? Like, I'm not doing that. And also, like I said, I'm not going to be that asshole that shows up to the golf course in all different kinds of course gear. Like, you know what I
So
mean?
apparently that's a thing. Like
People do that.
people don't like that person.
Oh yeah,
Like they call it's like the logo guy,
yeah.
where
The
it's
logo.
like,
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
it's like, oh, well, you have Beth Page head covers and you have a Torrey Pines towel and like you said, a Sawgrass ball marker. And, you have, this polo with this jacket. And it's like, all of them are different. It's like, hey man, I get it. You've been some places.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apparently that's a pet peeve though. Like,
I can see that. It's kind
whatever.
of, it's a pet peeve to me, kind of like, and I didn't even really know it was a thing.
No, because it's like, again, it's like, you're trying to like, and this is, again, it's like, I don't know why I find it so like weird, but like, why would you wear all of those like things? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny you say the country club thing, because I actually agree with everything you just said about a country club polo. But I was gifted a 2018 US Open at Shinnecock polo, and I only wear it golfing, strictly because I don't ever wear polos outside the golf course. So if I didn't wear it to golf, I would never wear it. And it's a nice shirt. It's like a Nike shirt. It's nice. Like, I'm not going to frame it. Like,
right.
I'm not going to cut out the lapel and fucking frame like I'm not like, so like, because it was gifted to me, and again, it's nice. It's a golf shirt. Like, so I only wear it playing, but I don't have anything else. Like, there is nothing else on my bag that is like, the only thing that you would get me conflicting with is if I was wearing like a Sharon Country Club pullover with the Shinnecock logo, but that's because I'm a member at Sharon. Like, that's, I find that completely different.
Yeah. And it is different. And I think pullovers are kind of like whatever. Like,
no, like, but again, if we go back to like Wingfoot pullover and Shinnecock polo, and you're telling me about like Pebble Beach, like it starts to become too much.
You have the Pebble Beach towel and the Pinehurst hat.
Yeah. So,
and you have the fucking I don't know, pick one. Like, you get the TPC Craig Ranch like divot repair.
And then you got a bag tag from another place. It's a lot. So I don't know, that's just not me. So like what I'm more likely to do because again, like I said, I like collecting things. So when I play a nice place, and this is obviously playing, if they had purely the country club stuff, I probably would have bought more. But everything's US Open. So I'm like,
right.
I like the pin and I like the poster. Like, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So when I go to a golf course, generally what I'll try to do is I'll try to keep a scorecard, a pencil if possible, any divot tools, ball markers, like usually the stuff you just kind of grab and go.
Yeah.
I do have a couple logo balls from a few places. But like that, I mean, that's, and like tees, like if the tee is logoed, like, I'll just like grab stuff like that and I'll hang on to it. Like I said, I had a Pro Shop credit at Wannamoysit, so I got the yardage book holder. I had the Pro Shop credit at Myopia, so I got a putter cover. Like, it's not that, like, that's not the, I don't know. It's like, the stuff is cool, and like eventually I'll get like a ball display thing and you can put the logo balls up, like whatever. I don't know, but it's mostly like junk drawer stuff. So I don't know. I just like don't see I don't know. It's like paying $20 for a divot tool thing that I mean, I would, what, if I paid $20 for a divot tool thing, I would fucking lose it. Whereas I haven't lost a divot tool thing in whatever, because I found one, was gifted another, and I paid $2 for the other one.
Yeah. I think I paid $6 for my divot tool like 5 years ago, and I have been using it ever. You know what I mean? Like, had it for 5 years.
I think the other thing that pisses people off about Logo Guy is where they wear the logos too. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
if you pick a logo and go with it on the golf course, okay, no real issue. Like I said, like I'm wearing my Shinnecock shirt, like someone gave it to me, whatever.
Right.
But if you're going to like church and you've got like your winged foot pullover and your country club polo, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
it's
right,
like
man.
you're going out to dinner and it's like, all right, well, it's like, it's okay. I'll wear like, decent pants and let me throw on my Pebble Beach shirt to
Yeah.
go to Capitol Grill. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like, I don't even know. Like, I think it would be kind of hard to justify even the type of course, right? So, like, if I were going to go play Newport Country Club, like
the Newport Country Club.
no, Newport National. Sorry.
Okay.
like, like if I were going to go play Newport National, like, I probably still wouldn't wear the U.S. Open polo, but like, I 1000% wouldn't wear it to Heather Hill, right?
Oh
Like,
no, that's,
you know what I mean? Like, don't like. It's just like I said, like it's just one of those things. Like, does the location, like, does it make it worse or better to wear it to a very good golf course versus a shitty one?
I think it really depends because, like, say, trying to think. Let's say next year, I, two other people, whatever, we book a trip to Pinehurst, and like you decide, like, oh, I'm gonna wear my Country Club U.S. Open polo. I think that's fucking weird. Like,
yes,
like this place hosts the U.S. Open. Will be 2024, I think.
Yeah.
Like, just as weird as it would be to like go in there, buy a polo and wear it the next day, like Pinehurst, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's just as weird to wear like a different like level, like similar level course because they're both US Open venues.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just like, just makes me seem like douchebag. Like that's it too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it like I'm gonna be elitist for a second. Like, just allow me. It seems very like amateurish.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like you don't know what you're doing. Now, I'm saying this as a 3 handicap. Like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm a professional.
Right, but like I'm a 20 and I still get it.
But it almost seems like fanboyish. Like, maybe that's a better word. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like fanboyish. It's like, wow, look, wow, US Open place. Yo, like, oh, I'm gonna run inside, buy a Pinehurst hat. I'm gonna wear it immediately. It's like,
yeah, because golf is different, right? Because there's no such thing as like jerseys, right? So it's not like football or basketball or literally any of the big four, where like you can go buy a Tom Brady jersey and then wear it, or like go buy like a fucking Larry Bird jersey. You know what I mean? Like, there's no Rory McIlroy jersey.
No,
like there's no golf jersey. Like it's like, so these people kind of get weird about like that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a strange, I don't know. I don't know why it's so weird, but I don't know. And obviously I know like the type of person I am. It's probably a little unreasonable. Like, people are excited. They're at the US Open. It hasn't been here in 34 years. Like, hey, just like let me wear a polo. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm on board. And I'm probably only
you and I,
only slightly more
suck.
reasonable. Yeah.
No, but remember, I don't have an issue buying the polo. It's just me. Like, I personally don't want to wear clothes from any venue.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because I would rather stuff.
Yeah.
And again, that might be a little bit of a collector mindset.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing is like, if we like, so I do want to go to Pinehurst at some point. I was actually like kicking around the idea, like maybe doing some inquiry, because I think it would be fucking sick to go for the US Open. But I know me, and it will really fucking piss me off to go to the US Open at Pinehurst without ever having played the place. That will, because we have access to it. Like,
right.
That'll fucking piss me off. And it's just like a weird thing. Like,
yeah.
Because Chris always like, oh, we should go this, that, the other thing. I'm like, can't we just go play?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather play Pebble than watch Pebble. Like, I don't know. So that's just me. But like, I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, That was pretty cool. Like, I wonder how hard it would be to go to Pinehurst. Like, it might be hard, might not be hard. I don't know. But I'm like, fuck, it's gonna piss me off to like go watch people play golf and not ever have played there.
Yeah. Like I would love to, even maybe at some point this summer or whenever, to try and get to Cromwell. Play, what is it, River Highlands?
Yeah. To play.
Yeah. What is it, like $150?
Well, I forget how to get on.
You just have to have a master. You have to have a master.
Does MasterCard still have that program?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it might be $1.75 at most. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, still, like, it's not bad. Like, I paid that at Newport National. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what was that, 175?
I've paid more than $1.75.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pay more when I play on the honeymoon when I play at Kapalua.
So I will.
It's gonna be like $400 for a round.
So if I'm thinking any course I've played that elite amateurs or professionals have played, $2.25, $2.75, $1.85.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've paid less than $1.85 for a course that professionals have or will play.
Yeah.
And Wannamoy hosts like the Northeast Amateur, which is an elite event, so I count that too.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I love that shit. I would pay to go play at like one of those type of courses. Like, yeah, sure, fuck it, whatever. $175, $200. All right, cool. Like, this is where the best of the best play. Like,
yeah,
obviously I'm not going to play well, but
so the only thing now, this is the only thing, and this stems from us just being at the country club. TPC courses to the golf course like architecture people, they are fucking lame.
Yeah.
So a lot of them now, Northeast is different. Please remember that.
Yeah.
Because TPC Boston, and I don't know about Connecticut, I don't know it that well. TPC Boston for sure doesn't follow these rules.
Yeah.
But in general, a TPC course is generally regarded as lame because they're long, they're straight, the fairways are kind of big, they're sort of friendly, there's places to miss, there's not a whole lot going on, there's nothing interesting about them. Like, that's the reputation of TPC courses. So just because the pros play there doesn't actually always mean that it's going to be like an awesome experience. Now, there is something to be said. It's like, oh, well, I've played where the pros play.
Right.
But I've heard very mixed reviews with Connecticut. So,
oh yeah.
Now, some people have never played. Now,
is Norton still on the table for that because they don't play there? Like, is that still covered with MasterCard? Or I mean, I'd have to look into it. Okay.
Because it's a TPC.
Because I didn't know if they only covered the courses that they actually go to.
No.
It's any TPC course then.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that MasterCard thing in a while. So it'd be something to look back into.
Yeah. Well then, fuck. I'd rather play Norton. I said Cromwell because I figured we didn't have access to Norton anymore because the pros don't go there anymore.
I mean, if we really want to play TPC, I could probably make a couple phone calls.
Yeah.
Maybe. I should. Yeah, I mean, if we really wanted to play, I could probably pull it off. We would have to just be like flexible to do as that member says.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, hey, you can come play on Tuesday at 11:15.
Yeah, Tuesday, 2:00.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was really hoping for early. Yeah, okay. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to say Connecticut's probably a little more interesting. And you know what gets the same reputation as fucking Florida courses? Because
Florida's all flat.
It's flat, it's long, it's big. They just plant water hazards everywhere. Like,
yep.
For all intents and purposes, Florida golf is fucking lame too.
Yeah.
Now, I've never played any Florida golf. I'm sure there's a couple courses that are cool. Like,
I mean, we played in Savannah. It's basically the same shit.
That's all Savannah was.
It was just flat.
Just long,
Yeah.
straight, maybe a dog leg, like
Yeah.
barely any elevation change. Like but it also depends on what you're looking for too. Like I'm not a huge architecture nerd, but like if it's gonna be, 2.25 around, I expect it to be nice, and I expect there to be some things going on
Right.
here. Like if every hole is, straight, 350 to 415, bunkers in the landing area, or it's like, ooh, a tree line dog leg. It's like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Little bit of a little bit of golf course snobbery, I guess.
Yeah. That's allowed, I believe.
Well, but again, I'm put in a position where I get to place a couple certain places. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, okay, I'm fortunate, but I also know that there are public options where you don't get, like, where that's not the case, especially in Massachusetts. Like, if you want to play something that's actually remotely interesting, or even something like that isn't, to be clear, it's not the fucking same. But if you want something that gives you interest and intrigue, Franklin Park, George Wright, they're gonna have some characteristics that you see at the country club. They're both old as hell. They're both in the same geographic location. Like there's some stuff there. Like those are kind of cool. Then you can head down to Plymouth. You can play Crosswinds, Waverly, or both Pine Hills courses. Like you're gonna get nice. You're gonna get some length. You're gonna get some variation. Like it's gonna be pretty cool down there. Down the Cape, like you can play Truro. You can play Bass River. Like even Dennis Highlands, like it was more tree line, but there was like some different shit going on. So it's like,
Yeah.
like in like Dennis Highlands had a couple things, like, there were a few times where it's like, just keep the ball in front of you and you're short and then you just chip up. Like there's a little bit of that, but then there's also times you got to fly it there. So it's like little stuff like that. Like it's still around in public. It's just some of these places, they're all just like these big, long, straight monstrosities.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like driver 7-iron, driver 6-iron, driver 7-iron.
Yeah. And then it's like, depending on what your length is off the tee, then for me, it's like driver pitch and wedge on 7 out of the 18 holes. It's like, oh, what are we hitting again? 132, 132, 129, 130. It's like,
yeah.
Did you guys just make every hole the exact same fucking length?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's fair. I forget where I played. Where did I played somewhere recently, I think.
I'll say you'll see some stuff tomorrow at Shaker Hills. Like,
and I was like, I think it was I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was like, oh, they'd like make you almost kind of lay up. Like they're like daring you to, or maybe I was just talking to someone about a course that they had played at and I had played there before. But like those places are interesting, right? Like they're cool where it's like, all right, cool. You can hit, 8-iron off the tee and then kind of go from there. Or you can try and be a hero and go for the green and maybe you'll hit it or maybe you'll be fucked.
I like places like that. I like places where if I want to hit a driver off the tee, please allow me to. Now, if there's like a lot of trouble, like ahead, okay. Like allow me to make that decision.
Yeah. Like there's a couple holes at Wentworth like that. The first hole at Wentworth, because you have to go over the trees on the left. So you could go up and over you could hit like a 6-iron over the trees, or you can just hit 8-iron off the tee and then play it from there.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think of, is it 9? 9 is kind of the similar thing. You can try and get over the trees with like a hybrid or a 6-iron, or you can just hit 7-iron straight out because it's that dog leg.
The bunkers.
It's the dog leg left.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that hole too. Like I don't, and that's the thing is like I don't mind. Now, obviously, this is playing from like appropriate yardages. Um, I don't mind anywhere where if they give you like 200 yards straight, and that like, but it would have to be like a 350 hole. Like I think like if they give you 200 yards straight, they shouldn't also ask you to hit another 200-yard shot.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like either give me the space or don't. Like pick one. Like if this hole's gonna be 400, like let me hit a driver.
Right.
If it's gonna be short, then give me like let me get options. That's okay. Like I don't.
Yeah.
That
What
doesn't
is
bother
it?
me.
Easton Country Club, I think, is like that, right? Is it the second hole?
So Easton number 2 is the dogleg left par 5.
Okay.
So because it's a par 5, I think driver straight is okay still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you can try to turn it down, or you can just pop something out right of the bunker, and then
Right.
you're in play. You can bury a second shot down as close as you can, and then play
And
from
then
there.
get it
Like
on.
so, there's some
And yeah.
options. That third hole has got that pond, so like if you can hit it far, well, you could hit a 6-iron off the tee, or you could try to drive the green, like
Right. Right.
one or the other. But it takes a poke to try to drive that green. But then like the next hole is the 5th, and it's stupid because it's a creek that runs across it. I fucking hate that. It's like 3 at Sharon. There's a fucking creek that runs. So it's like, but 3 at Sharon is short. So if you hit it 200 off the tee because you need to keep it short of the creek, it's still just a wedge in. I'm okay with that, or I'm more okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to try to fly a driver over the creek, you probably can. But if that hole was 400 yards and 200 brings in a creek, or not even 200, it's more like 225, 230, brings in a creek. Well, it's like, the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah.
you got to lay up short of the creek because you don't want to hit it in the crossing hazard with a good tee shot.
Right.
And then, like, I still have a 200-yard shot into a green. Like, dude, that's fucking craziness. Most
Yeah.
people can't do that. Like, I don't even want to do that.
Yeah. It's just dumb. Like it doesn't have like golf is already hard enough as it is. Like don't make it even harder.
And I understand you can only do with what you can do with certain land. Like
Right.
if there just is a creek, then okay, then there's a fucking creek. Like it kind of is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, the country club was really fucking cool. I know this is coming out tomorrow, but if anyone missed it, tough cookies, I guess, right? Like you might not ever see it again.
Yeah, you might not.
Maybe
I don't
if
know
it
if
ever
it, I don't
does
know
come
if,
back, I recommend going.
even if it, I and like that's the thing is like I would pay attention to like a USAM or a Walker Cup or like anything that's there.
Yeah.
So like 2019, the Mass Am was there. If that ever happens again, I will probably be in attendance.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, especially like you said, now that I've been there and now that I've seen it, like if they're like you said, like if the 2024 Mass Am was at the country club, like I would go.
Yeah.
Plus also like tickets are going to be pretty cheap.
They're probably free. I don't think
Yeah.
they charge for amateur entrance.
Yeah. So there you go. And then you get to walk around the country club again. And then you actually get to see
like regular,
regular, right? Because they're not going to have the
I would say regular dudes, but they're not regular dudes. Like these guys are nasty.
But then like they're closer to regular dudes, but then also you're going to be able to see like a regular course too, right? Because they're not going to have the grandstands. They're not going to have all the stanchions and pylons and shit everywhere. Like it's just going to be like, oh, cool. Like if I were playing this, I would be walking right here.
It would also probably be its regular routing too, because we didn't see 1 through 18 on the main course. 3 of those holes were Primrose courses, and 1 hole was a Frankenstein. It was actually like the first tee playing to the second green or something. Like Primrose 1 tee to Primrose 2 green, or it was something like that. It's the 8th hole. Okay. The 8th hole is a bit of a Frankenstein.
Huh. Oh yeah, I could see because the 8th tee was right behind 10 tee. So like the 10, like when we were looking at 10, like obviously they're coming over
Yeah.
us, and 8 was going like
Out.
at like a perpendicular angle to them.
Yeah. But yeah, just to add some length, they just mixed one of the holes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think it was 8. I don't think it was 13.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, we got
leaders.
We got everyone's out, right? So we got Scotty Scheffler jump back into the lead. It seems like so far no one's actually been able to hold a lead. Scheffler had the lead at one point yesterday. I guess technically Rory had it first, and then he made a double. And then Scheffler had a lead later on. And
then
a
2-shot lead, then doubled 11.
He doubled
right
11
there, right?
And fell. Yeah, we were right there. We watched it.
Yeah.
And then John Rahm had a lead and shit his pants on
18.
17 or 18.
I thought it was 18. I thought he doubled 18.
Okay. Yeah. It was he doubled either 17 or 18. You're probably right. I think it was 18. So it's like no one's really been able to hold on to a lead. Or at least stay mistake free when they're in the lead, except for Willie Z. But he wasn't really like, when he was on the course yesterday, it wasn't like he was a front runner out. You know what I mean? Like, because there were tons of guys behind him.
Yeah. No, he went low yesterday and it just held.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got what do we got? We got Willie Z. I have Zalatoris. Do I also have Fitzpatrick? Or do you have Fitzpatrick?
I don't have him. I think my only guy realistically alive, I think Burns is within shouting distance, and then I have Zalatoris.
Yeah. And then fucking Scotty Scheffler, dude. He's back in the lead right now.
Dude, credit to him if he wins. Like, I'll give him all the fucking due. Like,
yeah. I mean, if he wins,
guys don't win. I say guys don't win 2 majors in a year and they don't win 5 times. Like, I say shit like that all the time. So fucking prove me wrong. That's fine. I will always concede to winners.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty legit, right? Like, that's a hell of a year. If he wins the Masters and the US Open on top of winning 5 times.
Dude,
and by the way,
like
it's June.
So Scheffler, I think his first year on tour was 2020. So this is his 3rd season.
Yeah.
And Spieth in his 3rd season won the US Open.
2015.
Won the Masters. I probably won 5 times that year. Also finished 2nd at the PGA. I actually don't think it was that close. I think Jason Day kind of ran away with it, but he was in the final pairing and finished 2nd.
Right.
And I also want to say he had like a 4th at St. Andrews, something like that. Like,
yeah,
close, but just outside. Whereas Jason Day left a putt in the heart to get into the playoff. Like, they both went nuts that year.
Yeah.
Like, this could, like, if Scotty Scheffler wins today, like, this theoretically could be his best year ever on tour, and he's only 27, and it'll never be this good. Like,
right. It'll be just like Spieth, right? And
like,
then we'll have the same conversation that we've had probably 12 times on this podcast over the last 3 years, being like, no one in golf has the staying power, which makes it even more impressive to talk about Tiger.
No, that's tough, because it's not that they don't have staying power. It's just that no one can be Tiger Woods.
Right. Well, that's kind of what I mean. Right. Like, so Rory is really fucking good, right? Well, yeah, he hasn't won a major in 8 years. Right. Like, Spieth, say what you want about him. He had a phenomenal 2015, really kind of hasn't done much since then. You know, it's like these guys, like, they go off, right? And then they just fizzle out. Tiger never really, I mean, he had injuries and then he got old. But when Tiger was the same age as these guys were, he didn't fizzle out.
It's because he's the only one. Like, that's.
So my whole point is, it makes it that much more impressive.
What Tiger did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's, people forget, but like, people really do forget. I know we joke about that all the time, but like, people really do forget, like, how fucking insane it was when from what 99 to 2008.
Yeah. I mean, he did it again in 12 and 13, but
Yeah.
I think he won 5 times each year. Just
Yeah.
no majors.
Yeah. So
Something
it's
like
like
that.
it's just because people don't do that.
Or how about
right?
this? How about DJ winning once a year every year for like
11 years or something?
12?
12. Yeah.
No, more than that. I don't know when he turned pro. 07? Maybe started winning in 08.
Yeah.
And I think he won once a year every year until last year.
Yeah. So that's like 12 years, 12, 13 years,
Something
something like
like that.
that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Pretty good.
And he's got what, 24 career,
Yeah, like something like that.
something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this rolls out. Zalatoris won't win because we have money on him.
Exactly.
And then I cursed Morikawa like big time.
You gave hit. That was a big kiss of death. That was
I took
good.
him. I took him live on at the end of the day on Friday.
Pretty good.
Well, it was mid round, so he hadn't finished the second round, but he was leading, or like just fell out of the lead. Whenever I got him, it was 9-1, and I was like, oh, I'll take Morikawa at 9-1, and then he shot 7 over yesterday.
I almost sent Ian a DM. I didn't want to flood his DMs because I sent him one the other day when he was talking about like, I declare Matthew Neesmith the winner of the US Open because we jumped too far ahead of things like halfway through Thursday.
Yeah.
And then literally someone said something about Hagestad. So I sent it to him. Like,
yeah.
Dude, we're halfway through the day on Thursday. And that was the thing is like he was 3 under and finished 3 over.
Right.
Like after that tweet almost. But I almost sent him something because some guy was like, after round 2 or mid round 2 after Koepka finished, someone's like, Bruce Koepka didn't have his A game, whatever, but he hit his irons really well. I'm taking him live 40-1.
Yeah. He made the cut, right?
He's out there, but he's already like, dude, he's probably on the back 9 like already. Like if he's not even, he might be done. Who the hell knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, we can wrap this up. I got watching to do.
Yep.
You're not going to dedicate your episode, are you?
No, I'm not going to dedicate it, but I'm definitely going to talk about some asshole.
Is that your final thought?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to pivot. So we'll just keep it. We'll keep it within this. We'll keep it within golf. We've been talking US Open the whole time. And I'm just going to break down the pet peeve person. So if you are a golfer, aren't a golfer, if you attend golf, whatever. Couple things. Number 1, we already went over, you don't need to dress like they're going to call you up. They're not. Number 2, no one cares how you would play the hole. If I cared about how you would play the hole, you would be out on the course or you'd be on my TV.
Yep.
I don't care how you would play the 14th hole.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely go for it.
It's like, oh, well, you got to drive it over there. Like what, dude? Yeah. I don't care how you would play it.
As if you can just pick a spot with your driver. Like these fucking guys can't even do that.
No, driver's a shotgun. Never mind. Yeah. Like these guys hit it fucking probably 100 yards past you. So
yeah.
Moving on. You don't need to bring your own rangefinder to the golf tournament. Like you don't.
But how are you going to know distances?
Yeah, because you need to know the yardages in just in case. Just in case one of the guys asks, like, "Oh, hey, how far do you think this is?"
Can I get a celebrity shot?
Yeah, even though that would be a penalty, whatever.
Yeah.
Pulling up because I had a couple other ones. Jesus Christ. Binoculars? You don't need binoculars at a golf tournament.
Nope.
If you're from Boston, I understand. You feel the need to wear a scally cap, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't need to practice your swing at the golf course when you're spectating. There's a reason you're spectating.
Dude, what do you mean?
Your swing probably sucks. Don't need you there. Yardage book. I don't see a need why you would need your own yardage book for the country club when spectating. Why the fuck would you need a yardage book? Like, why?
Well, you got to know what the green looks like from where you are.
No, that shit's gone. So it's like it's almost the same as the rangefinder.
Yeah.
It's like almost like finding sprinkler heads on the ground to like, get your orientation to like, I wonder how far he hit that. Far.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's got left in. Not far. Like,
yeah.
And the biggest one, you don't need to break the silence on a fucking hole to address these guys. It happened twice yesterday while I was watching. Adam Scott hits a bunker shot, hits it to like what looked to me like 5 feet, maybe less, maybe more, not sure. Hits the bunker shot, everyone claps, whatever. Hey, good job, great shot, whatever. Fine. It's happening in the moment, no problem. But when Adam Scott's like reading his putt and Max Homa's lining up his putt, you don't need to say, hey, nice shot, Adam. Yeah, I think he knows that. He hit it to 5 fucking feet out of a bunker.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he knows that was a nice shot.
Yep.
Also, you don't know him. Stop calling him Adam. Like, I know that's his name, but you don't fucking know him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, not your fucking friend.
Yeah.
And why break the silence with that?
That was one, where were we?
Well, then on 11, this was the second one I noticed. Max Homa's walking down the hill, didn't hit a very good shot. He is struggling. He was like 7 over through 10 holes. Or maybe he was 6 over through 10 and then bogeyed 11. And I understand. He's active on Twitter. He's active with no laying up and foreplay. Like, he is out there. You don't know him. So as he's walking to 11 green after hitting what he is going to consider a pretty shitty shot on a day where he's really having a fucking tough time.
Yeah.
There is no need to say, hey, Max, he's not going to fucking answer you.
Yeah.
He is mid fucking tournament and he is not fucking enjoying himself.
No.
Hey, Max, stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Clap for good shots. Immediately after hitting a good shot, say something. Go nuts. Please do. I don't care. Or if it's one of those, like, approaching the green on 18, like, you clap, whatever, and you want to say something, awesome. Please do. That's great.
Yeah.
Hits a tee shot, balls in the air, say whatever you want.
Mashed potatoes.
Whatever. I don't care.
There's a few of those yesterday.
Do not break the silence to address these guys by first name. You don't fucking know them.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, tweeting my pet peeves.
There was one, I think it might have been when we were at the green, when we were at the green on 3. There was someone made a shot, whatever happened. And someone in the crowd was like, oh yeah, go get him, or like, great shot or great comeback. Like, go get him on the next one or something. And I think I turned to you and I was like, yep. Like, say it was like Rory, right? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm sure Rory now is fired up to go hit his next tee shot because you, random person in the crowd, said, hey, great shot, go get him on the next one. Like, that's just what he needed to hear. Like, you're the one. Oh yeah, now that's it. He's in go mode now because of you, the one dickhead that's standing in the crowd. But it was like something along those lines. And I remember being like, what a fucking tool bag. Like, who, like, yeah, go get him. Great shot.
I hate that. I fucking hate
I
that.
think someone said like, oh, what a great putt. Or, hey, nice putting. I think that's what it was. Someone was like, hey, nice putting. I'm like, yeah, he needs to hear the reassurance from you that his putting is good. Yep. Yeah. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah. Fucking doing the Lord's work over there.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great putt.
I hate that. I hate that shit. And it must be that way anytime you can get like real close to someone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It makes me so mad.
Yeah, it's just stupid. All right. Well, my final thought is related to this morning. Me and Vinny played at Heather Hill at 6:30 this morning. The front nine was kind of shitty, right? Because it was cold and it was raining, and at one point it was like fucking downpouring.
Sick.
So it wasn't awesome. But then like the weather finally got nicer for the back, and then the back was so fucking slow, but whatever. So I mean, I think I shot an 88 or an 89. So I played okay. I don't think I had any triples on the card today. I think I only made like 5 pars, but no triples or something like that. I don't know, whatever it was. So I played pretty decent. But we played with this pairing, these two guys, and one of them was mostly okay, kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the other guy, holy fucking shit. I don't think he stopped talking from the time we teed off on 1 to the time we drove to the parking lot after we finished 18. Like this fucking guy, and it's like the dumbest shit ever, right? It's like he hits a tee shot fat, like leaves a divot with his driver, right? And he goes, oh, God damn it, I dipped my fucking shoulder. Oh, Jesus. And then he's like, gets up and fucking skull fucks a wedge across the green. It goes, oh my God, I came in thin, like I'm high, I'm leaning back. Like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous. And I'm like, are you your own golf coach? Like, are you just kind of like talking? Like, what are you doing? I wanted to be like, hey man, what are you doing? And like I said, I played pretty well. Like I had a couple really good approach shots, and my putting was great. I think I'd have to look. I might have only had 1 3-putt on the day. I lag putted like a fucking champ today. But let me see really quick if I can pull it up. I did. I only had 1 3-putt on the day. I had 33 putts total. So my putting was pretty good. And he'd be like, oh yeah, man. Hey, wow, great line. Oh man, what did you see there? And I'm like,
dude,
I don't know, dude, it's left to right. And he'd be like, oh, all right. Like, dude, and he'd be like, the same thing as before. Well, I think it was the last episode or 2 episodes ago. He'd be like, oh, what club you hitting?
Oh God.
Like,
yeah,
fuck, dude. Like, oh, what do you got for a distance? 145.
Yardage is fine. I'm
yeah,
okay.
But
I'm okay.
So I would be like 145, and he's like, well, a sign says 162.
All right,
dude, and his buddy has a rangefinder, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I see 148. I'm like, listen, man, like if you're gonna nickel and dime me off of like my phone says 144 to the middle. Like if your rangefinder says 148, like you're not that good. Like you're not that good to be like a 4-yard difference. Like just hit the fucking club that's going to put you somewhere between 140 and 150 yards and like hope for the best, right? Like, that thing says 163 and my buddy got 148.
I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
Why'd you ask?
Pick in the middle then. Pick in the middle.
It's like, all right,
it's 146 and a half.
But the other thing too is like if my phone says 144 and he says 148, but the sign says 160, like the sign's wrong, first of all. And then, like I said, you're not that good that 4 yards of a difference doesn't matter. So like I said, hit your 145 shot, I guess, and like hope for the best. But like he just would not shut the fuck up, and like everything, he had something to say about everything. And he's like, oh, I'm blowing these fucking putts, but I can't do this. Like I'm coming in way too hot, and like has all this like dumb shit to say. And at one point I turned to Vinny. I tweeted this out too at one point because I thought it was pretty good. I turned to Vinny and I go, it's a really interesting thing that people don't realize. Just because you have a mouth doesn't mean you need to fucking use it all the time. Like just keep it fucking shut. Like you don't need to talk every second of the fucking round.
Yeah, dude. The ability to shut the fuck up is sometimes actually a pretty good skill.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a lot of people have it.
Roars just hit his ball into a very, very bad spot on 5.
Oh, geez. That is not great.
That is hay.
Yeah. So,
And by the way, Willie Z is making a fucking mess out of 2.
oh, good.
Yeah, he's got like fucking looks from my TV looks to be about 4 feet for bogey.
Wow. All right. Here we go. Carnage.
And that putting stroke is just, it is gross.
Yeah, not good. Very not good.
No, it's gross.
All right. Well, that's my get fucked of the day, is that asshole from this morning.
He's probably the guy who said, "Hey, Max" on 11 yesterday.
Yeah, probably. Oh man, I can't it's just so fucking annoying. Oh man, I can't believe I dipped my shoulder.
I mean,
oh man, I leaned it back and hit it thin.
And again,
oh man, I just blew that putt past the hole. Oh my God, I'm coming through way too hot. Oh man, like all of these things, right? Like he's saying all of this shit. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, if you know what you're doing, why don't you do something about it?
Well, he can't believe it. He's in shock.
Yeah.
Never play this bad.
Yeah. Like, all right, man.
For sure. Always plays that bad.
Yeah. Like none of us were that good. Right. Like I may have been, I probably had the best round, but like I was probably on par with like one of the other guy, like the other dude who was like decent, but like I hit shitty shots. He had shitty shot. Like none of us were like good. You know what I mean? Like none of us were sub 15 handicaps. So
sick.
Yeah.
Can't believe he played like shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
So weird.
And he like did it like at least three times where he just left a divot with his driver. And he's like, oh man, I'm dipping my shoulder. I'm dipping my front shoulder.
That's purely lack of skill.
Like, I don't know. Maybe you're just not good.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, it's either lack of talent or lack of skill. Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, oh, I got to hit a club that's like 210.
God, right. I don't know if you got a club that's 210.
I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, just fucking hit. Like it. Yeah. And he's asking me because I made the mistake like early in the round when he's like, oh, you play here a lot? And I'm like, yeah, quite a bit, actually. I play here a lot. He's like, oh, so I'll ask you for like, the way around.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So that's why he was like, oh, what are you hitting here? What are you doing there? Are you going to lay it back? Are you going to do this? So I'm like, all right, dude, that's not what I signed up for. Like, you asked me if I played here before. And I said, yeah, I play here all the fucking time. Like, I'm not your fucking caddy.
Yeah. You should have just started misclubbing him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'd hit 9-iron here. You hit 9-iron. It's like 50 yards short. It's like, oh, I thought you hit it further.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I thought you were better.
Yeah. 130 out. Oh, man. If you can just like punch a 4-iron. Oh, I don't have a 4-iron. Shit, man. Then I don't know what club you're going to hit now.
Yeah. Oh, man. I guess hope for the best with a 5-iron.
Yeah. Oh, from 130. I don't know. Just take a fucking swing with a fucking 8-iron.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yes. Well, on that note, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, listening, if you're an audio only guy, don't forget thumbs up, like, rate, review, subscribe, share, tell everybody, all those fun things. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. The Twitter is Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. The website, sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. Wear it to the golf course. Maybe probably don't wear it to work, but maybe wear it to the golf course. I don't know. And grillyourassoff.com. I just used them today when I did my grillins, my smoking. Grillyourassoff.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod when you check out for 15% off your entire order every single time over there. And mybookie.com. Go to mybookie.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up to double your first deposit up to $1,000. So I think that's all of it. So until next time, good night, everybody. Enjoy the US Open.